What is good, y'all SUG family? It's your boy Coach Smooth back because y'all didn't think the Rams was just going to end off with an L, did y'all? Last time out, heartbreaking loss, man. I mean, you guys see it. We lost to the Ravens in the Super Bowl, 23-30. Last second touchdown by them. Went in and pushed them over the top after what was a great season all around. I mean, a lot of surprises, a lot of good players kind of popped out of nowhere. You see Jeremiah Matthews third in the league in passing, but not only this, the defense that we saw, John Davidson, 18 sacks, leading the way this year, being a dominant force for us throughout. I mean, the dude was just fantastic. I mean, overall, over 4,000 yards through the air. Didn't really eclipse 1,000 on the ground, so you can say that was probably one of our weak areas. But Brian McCullum stepping into his own with over 1,000. McClunky almost had over 1,000. Jackson almost had over 1,000. Puka only 741, but still close in a lot of regards. We got a lot better pass blocking here this year, as our tackles only equated to 19 sacks total, which is not, I don't feel like that's too bad. Could definitely use improvement, but not too bad. And then defensively, Reggie Lawrence was a beast all over the field in the tackle game, sacking, getting interceptions, getting pass deflections, so great in every down of the field. And then we were missed our best edge rusher for most of the year, so Davidson had to pick up that kind of slack. But still, all around, I think the team as a whole grew a step, even though it's kind of hard to do that when your quarterback's already in his franchise deal. But we're still growing, and I think that we're still in our Super Bowl window, so I want to continue it forward at least until things look grim. So we'll be going through the offseason pretty quick, going through the regular season quick, and then getting to the postseason. So look for these episodes to have a lot packed into them, and at least until we get to the postseason time, and then we'll focus more so on those games to try to get back to the Super Bowl. So I already looked at the recap here for us. Let's go ahead and just refresh our minds here with mock draft 4. Obviously, we'll be picking on the later half of the draft here. But a quarterback going number 1 to Miami. A lot of edge rushers there in that top 5 and even top 10. Couple receivers going in the top 15. First tackle going. Then we got on a run of 3 straight tackles, 4 in the last 5 picks. Some more D-line, a tight end going in the first round. Dennis Palmer at 28 to the Commanders. And they got us going receiver DeMarcus Rowley. Round 1 to 2 talent here. I don't really think receiver would be on my radar. With what my top 3 looks like, I'm not really looking for it, but A, deep route running is intriguing. I'm not going to lie to you. What does I say? Elite speed. Clearly a downfield threat, and that's about all he can do, though. C to F, short, F, medium, D, release. He can't even release, so he's running from the slot and just going deep. But it could be a skill set to kind of utilize, so we'll have to see who picks up the Vanderbilt receiver there. But we'll be going into the offseason kind of picking up the couple of key minute pieces here and there that we need. We have a lot of staff points, which I just realized that we have not used. Let's see here. Let's look at these retirements. Anybody interesting here? Marlon Humphrey is gone. Alex Highsmith, Terry McLaurin, who we picked up in a playoff run because we had a lot of receivers there late. But he's out now. Justin Reed is out. George Kittle out. Jerome Baker finally leaving. Was with us for the first couple of years, and then we let him go to Arizona, but he's finally gone. David Njoku is gone. Dre Greenlaw is gone. Cam Robinson is gone. Tre'Davious White gone. Chris Godwin is gone. Jamal Adams gone. Kendall Fuller is gone. Kyle Duggar is gone. 10-year career. And then 4 straight centers just all retired. It was a centers convention. They all met together and decided to retire. So let's go ahead and get to these storylines though, and we'll go ahead and jump straight into the offseason. See if we need to replace any of our staff. I have not had to do that yet, thankfully. Replacing any staff. I'm so glad we haven't had to worry about that. Coach, wanted to touch base with you about off-season workouts. What do you got? What do you want to do? Let's keep getting Davidson better, right? Maybe Singleton so we can match up on the other side. No, let's focus on our star. Davidson, come on. Let me talk to him. I want to make sure he works on some more things so we can get that 18.5 into the 20s. Oh, they just going to have me jump straight into it? Okay, come on in. Number 4, is that Brian McCullum's jersey on my wall? Coach, they told me you wanted to talk to me. Of course. What are you focusing on during the offseason workouts? Please say something great. Getting stronger, more agile, coming off the ball faster. I like that. I really like that. Work on pass rush moves, block shed, work injury. No, that sounds good to me. I like it. Keep going on your finesse moves, bro. I love it. Time to hopefully not get tripped up by this press conference yet again. Hey, everybody. Please don't confuse me. Coach, let's talk about the next few months, okay? What is your plan for the upcoming off season? I don't really think we have a huge plan. Make sure to win the draft. I don't even think it's a specific plan. I mean, we have a good team. I know it's probably I think that results in like negative morale, but there really is no specific plan. Like, I'm not, going through the draft. I'm not going through the motions. I'm happy with the talent that we have on our roster because this team was good enough to go to the Super Bowl. It's good enough to be a playoff team. Yes, I am saying that exactly. No, I'm guaranteed. I'm saying yeah. Because if I thought you say like, nah, I'm not saying that, then what are you gonna say you're happy with the roster for? So we'll check back at the end of the next season and see how you did. So playoff guarantee for the next season. Hopefully we can go to live up to it. But this roster is definitely good enough to make that. I can actually feel confident with saying that. We got a couple upgrades here though before we go to get into the real meat of the off season. It looks like it's just mainly the people that were on the practice squad though. So I'll go ahead and handle these and let's go and get to the off season. All right, and here we are. So ready to go ahead and negotiate with some of our players. Playoffs. Brian Stroud trusts his coach will lead the team to the postseason. That's what I like to see. Let's go ahead and go to ready to negotiate. I think we have 60 mil in cap space here. Now the question is, what are we bringing back? Jared Verse, I feel like is a must. Like I feel like we went a long way with having John Davidson on one side, but I think still having him come off the other could be a big boost. Chris Callahan at tackle. It's whether we're going to accept his option or not. Najee Singleton, I feel like I want to keep. And then kind of past that is kind of hit or miss, right? So let's look here at the biggest contract that we could offer. Now, okay, so offering him this contract actually gives us $60 million. So I mean, this is our last chance to bring him back in, which he actually wants to come here now. We have a winning coach again. Super Bowl favorites. There's the last offer. What is the neutral offer is 3 years. I want to reset here the 3-year offer then maybe. Well, I mean the previous offer gave us actually more in cap space. Locks up an extra year. It did get rejected, so I'm gonna go 13. I'm just gonna boost it just slightly, 13.1, because we have a way higher interest level, and Jared Verse is back on the squad. I think Chris Callahan's option here is an easily accept here. I think he's going to be definitely a good left tackle for us. I'm going to accept his offer there. Najee Singleton. Oh, it's his 5th-year option too as well. Ooh, maybe I should have chose which 5th-year option I wanted to do, but I'm okay with taking on both. So we'll get both of those done with. Okay, so I guess it didn't affect our balance up there. So now we're down to 38 million. Michael Mayer, I'm okay with letting go. So I'm fine with this. I'm going to withdraw my offer there. Alexander Jackson, I definitely want to bring back Zach Zinter. I'm okay with letting go just because we have extra depth behind that. Let me get some of the guys here that I know I'm okay with like letting go. Jay Jackson, I want to keep. Chris Compton, I would love to be able to keep. Deontay Tapp, yeah, we're good with letting him go. There's just not going to be enough money to kind of keep all these guys. Wilcox, I would love to be able to keep as a backup. Curry, we're going to let him go. Jared Goff, it was if the money was right, so I'm going to go ahead and just let him go. We can obviously go to free agency, pick up another one. Kevin Dotson, I was okay with letting go. Austin Robbins, RJ McCallow. So now everybody else is kind of like just backup caliber here. Oh, Byron Benson. I mean, he was good on special teams. J.R. Sheffield. Okay, now let's go back to it. Let's go to Alexander Jackson. I think he's the next biggest person that we want to bring back on this roster. Definitely want to go ahead and try to go 4 years here. I'm going to up the money a little bit because he doesn't have interest in coming back because he wants to go to no income state. He wants no income tax. That's his best thing, but he wants to play somewhere warm. Is there a warm? I guess Florida. I was going to say, is there a warm place that does not offer that? Let's go ahead and up the money here a little bit. We want to make sure we don't lose him. So I'm going to go up to $5 million. 4 years, $5 million, $8 million guaranteed. Got an offer done. I think this is another long-term lockup because he had a fantastic season. I'm honestly surprised he's still at normal dev. So I'm not even mad if we get him on a 4-year deal too as well. We'll keep the money low. He's actually interested in coming back. So a longer guaranteed contract hopefully actually makes this work out a little bit better for us. He's staying. And with this deciding to go here, Michael Mayer wants 3 years, 20.4, where JJ Jackson wants 3 years, 14.9. So I feel like that's better money-wise, and I'm actually going to tack on actually up to a 5th year here on this deal. He has no interest in coming back, but I do value his youth and his ability to play, plus the fact that he's 6'6". He's going to go test free agency, so we'll have to battle with another team for him if we want him that bad. Chris Compton, I mean, he was a good complimentary back. Negotiate week 3. What? So it's not even giving me the option to negotiate with him. Never mind. Not going to franchise tag that. Russell Wilcox, I did say I wanted to bring back. So, I mean, we have the money here. Give him another 3 years to kind of develop. I'm going to actually lower this a little bit, though, because I don't think anybody will. Yeah, nobody's going to even argue with us in free agency over something like that. I do want to go in a different direction at halfback. So that's the only reason why we're not signing back Kyron Williams. Like, I don't feel like the last season was too impressive. Austin Roberts actually came in and played some impressive time here for us, so I definitely want to go and increase this. Let me go to a 5-year deal here. He has plenty of interest in coming back. Let me lower the bonus just a tad, and he's going to come back too as well. All right, the last big contract offer I'm going to try to go with here is going to be Zach Zinter here. 3 years, roughly about, what's that, 6.4 million or 6.3 million. He's got plenty of interest in coming back here. He does think free agency is going to be better in the long run. So that's going to kind of end it off here. 16 million in cap space is what we're going to go to free agency with a couple of holes, obviously, in the roster kind of all the way around. We did shrink the roster down quite a bit, especially in a lot of different categories, but I wanted some money to kind of work free agency with here, as we have 15.8 million now in cap space, only 49 people on our roster. So if we look at some of these position groups, I mean, some of them definitely got weaker. We only have 2 quarterbacks on roster. You know, I like to keep 3. We only have 2 halfbacks, which Brian Stroud's up to an 80 now. Definitely want to look to add into that either in the draft or free agency if possible. Receiver room is looking kind of good, though. I like the depth. You know, I like my top 4, so not really looking to add there. Another tight end would be nice. O-line, I would love to get another guard to help at least back that up. Another tackle. Yeah, because I like to keep at least 10 offensive linemen. D-line. I like where we're at right here. Pretty good depth here. Linebackers, maybe one more middle linebacker since we do run a 3-4. Cornerback room is good and deep. Safety room, we're good. And then we just need a punter. So we need a punter. I want to get another middle linebacker. Backup quality too. Like, I need somebody that's actually going to be above a 60. 2 offensive linemen, preferably 1 tackle, 1 guard, and at least 1 halfback and 1 quarterback. Now, all that, well, 2 halfbacks and 1 quarterback, all that combined through the draft and free agency. We'll look to see quickly what free agents are available for us. And it looks like safety Talona Hufunga, one of the best prospects out, only a 90 here overall. There are a couple of punters here interested. And if we just look at some of the ones that are interested in us, then it did not sort it by overall. I thought it would. Okay, so the most interested player that's actually good is Nick Mims at corner, but we're already good there. Trevor McDonald is interested in us at edge. So, I mean, that could be an excuse there. Tank Dell at receiver. So it looks like a lot of corner receiver. Here goes a guard, Robert Hunt. Only 34 years old, though. That's kind of like a stretch. So we'll definitely have to see what some of our options might be here to maybe bring in an older mentor like Andrew Thomas here at tackle, and maybe try to spread this 15.8 million around. But I do want to look at see if we can restructure some of these contracts to make anything work. And as y'all can see, yes, big trade news here as we are making the first move of the offseason. It's going to be trading away. I know we just signed him to a big deal here, but Jared Verse for a halfback here on the Chargers. I forgot what his first name was. Is it DeMarco Franks? Something along those lines. From what I felt, and I'm going to explain, it's Dalvin Franks. The reason I did this, right, is because of, well, 3 factors. Damn, we have negative 10 million in cap space. It said I was going to gain cap space by making that deal. So I think that's just kind of like off a little bit. The reason we wanted to make that move is because here at halfback, Dalvin Franks now comes in with negative morale for some reason, but still better than Brian Stroud in a lot of different categories. He's faster. He's got a better change of direction, just barely. Better carrying, better break tackle by a lot, trucking by a lot, stiff arm by a lot. He's just not as shifty. So come in and be a superstar in our backfield, which halfback was one of my greatest positions to need. The running game last year was pretty bad in the bottom third of the league. So whether that's O-line or halfback, I improved both just to make sure. And the reason we went left outside linebacker is he was hurt all year, and we still put up great, phenomenal sack numbers. I mean, he played the first 3 games of the year, and every other game outside of that, Davidson had to make it happen and go get those numbers on his own. If we look at his card, will it still show me last year's game-by-game stats? So career, season. Okay, look. So Verse only played the first 3 weeks. Davidson missed the first 2, so they only played 1 week together, and Davidson didn't pick up a single sack. So that means all 18.5 sacks came without Jared Verse lined up on the opposite end. So we never really got to see what, I don't see a lack of production from not having somebody on the other side to match him. And if I look at my draft board, I haven't set it up here with my favorites list, but I do have a lot of players that I've written down here that are intriguing to me as far as prospects, and a lot of them happen to be edge rushers. There's a lot of outside linebackers and pressure rushers here in the top half of this draft. So if we can maybe use some of our draft capital to get up here in these first couple rounds, I mean, here at outside linebacker alone, if we look at guys that want to rush the passer, A power moves up here at the top with John Barlow. A lot of guys here with A to B finesse moves with B power moves on top of it. B block shed here for someone like Antoine Bigsby. A finesse move, B block shed for somebody like Marcus Brooks, whose talent is around 1 to 2, but projected around 1. There's A power move, B block shed here for Jamie Price, round 1, projected 2 to 3 though on his talent. So maybe might not want to go that low, but probably want to try to get one of these top 4 guys, which I think can be possible. We'll have to see how quickly they fall off the board. Now, all 3 of these look like they are going in the top 10 here. What does the mock say? Barlow's going 1, Bigsby going 3, Philip Hand, who was going 7, and Marcus Brooks at 10. And even one Pierce that's going 12. So, I mean, we may have to go up in the draft to make something like that happen, but also, too, there's still right ends that are available. There's still other guys on my board later that put up good production from the outside spot. And once again, to reiterate, we had great production from John Davidson without somebody on the opposite end to kind of really match that. So I feel pretty good about that move. I think it makes our team better. I think it works for the Chargers. Their biggest need was left outside backer, and they had 2 halfbacks. So that's actually the third point I was going to get to, because some people are like, well, how are you going to get a 90 overall halfback from this team? Am I manipulating it? Does it make it fair for them? If you go look at their team, the reason I even chose Franks in the first place, they actually had 2 good running backs here with Martin Samuels and him. They gave Martin Samuels the day 1 starter tag. At 84 overall, 23 years old, I imagine that they are ready to go to move on to somebody that you don't want 84 young sitting on the bench when he could be getting star development, superstar development, having great breakout seasons because you have somebody over top of him. I don't know why they drafted him in the first place, but I didn't want to take him because they viewed him as a day 1 starter. So I went with the older veteran here to go ahead and bring onto our team. So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense to you guys. It made more sense to me. So that's the move that we kind of went with here. So if I go to free agency, then are we actually 10 million over the cap? It shows that we are. I don't think it's showing the dead money taken off. So obviously I'm not going to be able to make any offers. It said that we would lose 10 million on salaries. I don't know if that's like, do I have to eat that? Is that was that not factoring in his bonus, like the bonus money that I would have to eat there for his contract? Because if so, we might have to make a couple other moves. I don't want to be 10 million over the cap. So yeah, it looks like we are actually 10 million over the cap. So I did not expect that to happen. When I made the trade, it said we were actually going to go up to 20 million in space. So a little bit undersized on the roster. So this draft is actually going to have to come in clutch with some of these picks. It's probably because of the rookie reserve. Yeah, you had to say 14 million. See, I got 4 million in cap space, but so negative 10 million because of the rookie reserve money that I had to send over to sign our rookies. So we may end up having to make a trade of some kind to clear up some cap space or do some restructuring here. I'm just looking at some deals. Let's see who's got the highest cap hit here. I mean, we're going to continuously pay more and more there. 23 million here because we decided to take on what are they called, options for our left tackle. So he's getting 23 million next year. I probably should have maybe not took his. Probably could have signed up for a little bit lower than 23 million a season. 21 million here for defensive tackle. Who is it? John Monty? Maybe I can restructure his deal and get some space. We already got 18 million here for Singleton. 12, 13. Not so many huge cap hits. Does anybody have huge cap hits this season I can push back? Not really. Looks like our only 2 options here are to trade Puka or move John Monty's salary. Even if I restructure his deal, 10.7 million in space, 98.8 million next year, or free 6.15 million in cap space. Let's try. So 2 million be added to each of the last 2 years of his deal. We'll come back and we'll think about that. We'll come back and we might try to. Well, I think you can only do it in the off season. Because the 10 million is on with the rookie reserves. Do I really want to add 2 million onto these last couple years? Yeah, I think it'd be worth restructuring his deal. Let's restructure his deal. try to clear up some space. I think we'll still be 4 million under the cap. And the only other option here that I could think of that would make sense is either cutting, which wouldn't happen, but most likely trading Puka. Let me see what kind of deals though that we might be able to get offered. All right, so I went back and revised the trade a little bit. I did find a receiver that I actually did like. We'll show off the prospect here in a little bit, but I think we're going to try to make this move, man. I mean, Puka, great, phenomenal receiver, but I just really feel like we did get a lot of production out of the guys underneath him on the roster in the depth chart. I have a 4-man that's pretty good, and I have a receiver in the draft that I do kind of like, and this would actually fix my top 2 needs in my eyes, at least, as far as edge rush and halfback, to maybe clear up a move at a receiver at the late round or late of the first round. So I'm going to ask though for an extra second instead. They were trying to give me a 3rd, 5th, and 7th in 2031, and then a future 3rd or 7th. I can't remember what the other one was in 2032. Instead, I'm going to ask for a 2nd this year and just the 5th and 7th from next year. Let me see if they accept this. I mean, Puka is a top tier receiver. I think this would be something that they go ahead and take, and they definitely will. So we're going to move off Puka's contract, at least clear us up some cap space, and bring in Barry Younger here to the squad to help out that left outside linebacker position. And here's the one that intrigued me a little bit. Slot receiver here, Malachi Bullocks from Oklahoma, 6'8", 221 pounds, and moving at 4.49. Now, not blazing speed, but when you are 6'8", come on, everybody in front of him is 6'2", 5'11". Everybody else on the board, there's another 6'8" guy here late here with Jamie Wallace at 223, but he went 4.5. So to give you kind of like a little bit of comparison there, he was able to go 4.4 at his pro day, at his combine. Went 4.5, so he actually's gotten faster too as well. And he's shot up the board 44 spots. That's what really intrigued me. He's up to 50th ranked on the board, and he's changed by a positive 44. That means he's moved up 44 spots. So he was at 94, and actually has raised up the board with his projections. So that tells me that something's good going on with his attributes, hopefully. Now, he is a slot archetype, so B is catching, A catching traffic though, A to C spec catch, B on his short route running, and his deep and his medium needs the most work, but deep is at a C, which I'll take. C to F release. I think this is probably who I could go for here, round 1 and 2. I think the other receivers will probably go before him. At least I know for sure these first 3 will, and possibly Roley, because he was our pick, and they have him going now 1 spot ahead. So now our only option would be Hoover or Bullocks, and I think I do like Bullocks' game enough to go get him with that first pick. And just to kind of pick up a backup quarterback here with our $3 million, I'm just going to offer Kyler Murray. He has some interest in at least coming here. So I'm going to offer him a deal here that won't, break the bank, obviously. So why is the bonus so high? Let me lower the bonus, and I'll just give you more on salary. For 1 year, about $3.2 million deal here, $1.2 million guaranteed. Not a high offer strength, but one of the only offers that we can actually give. And he's actually a mentor at the position, so I feel like that would be at least something good. So I'm going to go ahead and evaluate this offer. We're the only team interested in him, so I'd imagine he's going to make a decision soon. And we go ahead and pick up Kyler Murray as a good backup there. So I think that's all we're going to that's all we have the money to do in free agency after moving a couple pieces around, adding a couple more key pieces to the team. And I just say we just go ahead and get to the draft. All right, here's a little recap of free agency before we go and head into things. Top free agent Taluna Hufanga ended up going to Tampa Bay. Signs a deal there, 3 years. Looks like, I can never tell what these deals are like. 3 years, $39.5 million though, I think. If that's added together, that's a huge contract. If it's added with the 23.1 bonus. Barry Younger. Oh, wow. So they actually just signed him in free. I didn't even see it. So they just signed him in free agency, which he had no interest in coming to us, and then traded us immediately to him because they were able to get a receiving prospect when they went out and got a receiver anyway in Tank Dell. They also got Trevor McDonald. So they were busy in free agency getting 3 of the top 4 free agents. Okay, so the Titans were busy. Bills, Commanders, Titans get a left tackle here, Jordan Mailata. They were busy trying to build this team through free agency. You see Paulson Adebo there by the Titans again. I'm just noticing their face everywhere. Denzel Ward, they're getting the offense and defense. Oh, they actually just got Clayton. Okay, so that definitely shows they really were interested in him. They went and signed him in free agency with a top running back on roster. Okay, so some pretty nice free agency signings here. Zach Zinter getting a deal with the Commanders, leaving our team and moving on. Not in division, but staying within conference at least. Chargers looks like they were busy here. See a couple of Bills add-ons too as well. Cardinals look like they were pretty busy. Not noticing anybody else in the division though. I don't see the Seahawks. I don't see the 49ers in here. So at least they didn't snag none of the top talent. So it looks like we're all 3 at least building for the draft. While it looked like that the Cardinals were a little bit in there heavy, which is kind of concerning considering Seattle and the 49ers both the last two teams in the division, but it is what it is. With that being said, we have private workouts here, which I pretty much have my board set up on the guys that I want. You know, especially with us picking like later in the rounds, like who else could we get more information on, like that actually would be near our pick here, like late first, early second, at a position of need here. I mean, defensive tackle, right ends. I mean, getting them 100% isn't like a huge deal. Let's see, DT. I mean, there's a couple of DTs here, but I mean, I feel like we're good at DT depth. I guess I could look at halfback here. Look at somebody like Drummond, like see if he's actually worth maybe a pick up there at the top. If I look at my favorites board, I mean, there's Bullocks, but I don't really have too many halfbacks there in the top half of the draft because we didn't really scout them like that. Especially with us getting one now, I don't know if I really want to waste something on something like this. So, I mean, we could though. I mean, everybody else at the top is at least at 80%. Let's see if Drummond might be worth it. Oh crap! What? No, I thought that was the picking button. Oh, that's an edit. My fault. Select triangle. No, not Waddell. Go back to halfback. Drummond. Let me get some more information on my receiver because I mean, although I favored him, we don't have like a whole lot on him. Let me get some information on him. And you know, while we're at it, let's get some information on the other 6'8" guy too as well, Jamie Wallace. Let's get information on all three of those dudes and see what that kind of comes up with for us. So we'll go to get all three of those guys looked into. We'll come back and check them out, of course, before the draft. But with all that being said, I mean, let me know what you guys think of the offseason moves down below. Two huge trades, two very top of the roster kind of guys for our team to try to make some big splashes today. Now, of course, the team didn't end up staying the same, but our promise was only to make the postseason. I feel like we did make some moves to make that happen. We made a move to get our run game better and then made a move to refix our defensive line depth. So let's go ahead and just jump straight into the draft. 2030. Oh, you already know about that. I mean, we've been seeing that 30 different times. I'm going to just really quick pause. You guys know I normally don't pause, but I want to quickly pause just to take a look at what that extra scouting did for those guys. So halfback Drummond, round 1 to 2, potential here. B carrying, C awareness, B ball carrier vision, B trucking, B spin move to go along with it. B catch in traffic, which is okay. C spec catch. D on the short route running, so probably won't catch the ball too well, but it looks like he can spin and truck and break tackles all at once, so that's good. What are his combine numbers? 4.42, then came back at his pro day and ran another 4.42, so pretty consistent at 4.42. If we look at the receivers, Bullocks around 2 to 3 talent, Wallace is around 1 to 2 talent. Ooh. Okay, that could be, we could double up at receiver and kind of get two guys here. Because like I said, I was really more so intrigued with, you know, with Bullocks there. But we might be able to get 2 6'8" guys that could be beasts. 4.49, 4.54. So not, you know, too impressive. What were their actual attributes? Like, does anything set them apart in that regards? Looks like we have B catching for both, A spec catch for both, B short route running for both, the medium, and okay, so it gets worse the deeper it goes, but he has at least good release. A carrying compares to B carrying, C ball carriers to D, A to B. So everything's, I mean, pretty much the same. We might double up a receiver. Who knows? I mean, he's round 3 to 4 projected at set at 91. I have 2 second-round picks, so we might be able to make that happen. All right, so as we're coming up here late in the draft, a lot of our guys on our that we just had on our board just to see if any of them slid, went quickly. I mean, Gilsley went at pick 3, Leonard at 4, 2 receivers back to back there at 5 and 6, and then we had Weaver at 8, Hahn at 9, Barlow at 10. I'm really glad I ended up making that trade for the edge rusher because I mean, them two, Bigsby at 13, Brooks at 17. Looks like almost everybody that I would have wanted at edge rusher except for one is now gone, and that's Jamie Pierce is the last one left. A power move, B on his block shed. He is the only person left here, and we still got 2 picks to go between the Packers and the Chiefs. He is the next person here, but he's got round 2 to 3 talent. So I mean, there's that. There's also here though down a little bit lower, Derek Fox, round 1 to 2 is the Packers. Actually just take Derek Fox off the board. I looked up for a second and his name would disappear, so Derek Fox actually is gone. So now all that's left is, I mean, there's still Kevin Drummond, who's around 1 to 2 at halfback. Do we risk going there at halfback? to then let Bullocks go. Now we have a lot of picks here in the top 100. I just looked at it. I mean, we have literally 5 picks in the top 100 and then a pick at 105. So really 6 picks in the top 100, and only like 3 of them are ours. But we'll be picking again at 44. So do I go Drummond here and then possibly wait and let Bullocks come to me then at number, what would that be, number 44 in the second round? The Chiefs just made their pick, and they're going to go receiver DeMarcus Rowley. So he ended up going 1 pick ahead of us, just like it was projected. I think I want to do something like that, though. With the round 1 and 2 talent, I really feel good about Kevin Drummond getting more running back depth. I wanted to get another running back anyway, and we do have another receiver later on, too, just in case we miss out on Bullock. I really don't want to, but just in case we do miss out on the 6'8 guy, we have another 6'8 guy on our board that we can take also a little bit later. So I think here with this selection, I had to go back out to come back in to make sure we can make our pick. If I just check my board one more time as far as attributes, favorites. I mean, the other good option would be like somebody like Chambers. Round 1 talent here, Alfonso Chambers. Oops, I did not mean to sort, but I mean, if we're going to sort, might as well sort by talent. He's the only one left here with a solid round 1 talent, but he's round 3 to 4 projected, so we could wait on this. If I look at his player card, he's got A tackle, B zone coverage. He's going to come in and be ready to cover 4-5 in the 40. Not going to be much as far as pushing up on the line, but can cover great, which is just kind of like the guy that we just traded for. So, I mean, we can wait on that. I'm, with 40 seconds left here to go, going to make the overall decision here to kind of go with, how do I resort this? Can we re-rank this so I can look at my guys here the correct way? We'll just go to halfback. Kevin Drummond, I didn't even put him on my board because I didn't think he'd last this long. But round 1 and 2 talent, can't pass up on it. Let's go ahead and bring him into the squad and make a running back here, a late round pick. Wow, this is a really late pick for the very first running back to come off at 31. So of course he's gonna go ahead and come up to the stage, get his jersey, B- in true value. He was 30, we got him at 31. Good pick though overall for us. Normal development, which does suck, 5'8", 211 or 213, 94 acceleration, 90 speed. So we'll have to hope this comes out into a good move for us. A kick return, which is great, so we can get on the team in special teams. C medium route running, B pass blocking though. So I mean, it could be definitely a good halfback for us. And we immediately will have another pick here as the Ravens. We'll go ahead and close out this first round. What do they go with though? There we go, cornerback Tyree Barker. Okay, so now we can see the second round of the board. We are picking at 44. So we'll have, what's that, roughly 11 picks before us. So we pick at 44, 49, and 63. Does our receiver stay on the board that long? All right, here we are. The pick right before ours. He is still here on the board, so we can still double up here. And we can still go with our receiver here, Bullocks. Now, he's got some ways to go. It looks like some people are falling. As far as talents go, I mean, is there anybody else that has like a round 1 talent? There's Wallace at round 1 to 2, which I can actually pick up here probably in a second. We probably don't want to let him slide too much farther, actually. But I do want to maybe try to get both of these guys here. And if I look at keep pushing the wrong one, favorites board, I do have a strong safety list here, even though that's not a really position of need. We do have some edge rushers here with round 2 to 3. I do like Julius Peoples a lot as a middle linebacker here. Here's Carr. What did he run at his pro days and combines? He went 4.46, the fastest middle linebacker there. Okay, I think the choice here, as they go to make their pick, so it's our turn to go to make a pick, so we'll have to go back out and draft. I think we're gonna go Bullocks, Peoples, and depending on who is still left will depend if I use that second round pick or if I just trade it away. I may trade it away, but there is still, like I said, some good third round options here. I think we for sure want to get Alfonso Chambers or Shepard, whoever's still left on the board, and go get our other receiver too as well in that third round before they get swiped. So Bullocks, we're gonna go ahead and make the pick here. Of course, they're gonna go ahead and bring him up to get his jersey, B+, and good pick there. He's 60th in true value. We got him at 44. Played 2 years of college basketball, reliable pass catcher, and shows great concentration catching in traffic. Hidden development there for the 6. I mean, of course, you're 6'8". You can't not have hidden development. 89 speed, I'll take that. 89 jumping. He's not jumping, but I think it should be like 99 low key. But all right, cool. So I'll go ahead and it takes care of that pick for us there. We're gonna go middle linebacker with our next one, and he ends up being C in true talent here, 87. Got him at 49. Great speed to cover and track down tackles, lays the wood, looks comfortable in dropping into zone, which is great. Love my middle linebackers to have good zone coverage. Normal development with him, but at 21 years old, I think there's some room for growth. A, man coverage too as well was another thing that drew me to him. A, in all his coverage abilities. C, block shit, so he's not going to kind of be like a 3-down back, but definitely can help us out in our nickel packages, not having to bring a safety in to play, especially 3-4, can definitely do some of our 3-4 zone coverage teams. So I definitely, there we go, get the board back up. Definitely think that's a good pick there for us, and we'll see how the board shakes out to see what we're going to do at 63 though. As we come in here late for our next pick here, I do want to still look. Not completely sold on trading away these picks just yet, as I do want to look at edge rusher still, preferably on the ends. Around 2 to 3 here. Devontae Winter is still on the board. B, finesse moves. F, block shed. C, power moves. Right inside we have Mathis. We still have Pitts here, who actually is on my board. Kind of similar stats here though. Do we wait and go round 3? I think because round 3 we're picking a 73rd, which should be like the 9th pick. I think in the next round. I think I wait to go there to get some value from this second round, just because I'm not really sold with any of those numbers. So let me look at my offers. Let me see if anything's good. We only got a minute left to go here. So get a second round next year, get an extra 6 this year to kind of move around to second next year, a 5th and 7th this year. A second in 2 years from now. I'm not really interested in those. Second, 6th, 7th, and a 7th next year. Give me a 3rd and 4th this year. 3rd and 4th this year. I really like the second. Ooh, a 4 in this year's draft. That could help out a little bit. A 3, 3, 2, and a 7. 5, 2 this year. I mean, because I really don't need anything 2 years from now. There's a lot of stuff here to go through though. Everybody kind of wants this pick. Hold on, let me go back. I want to make sure I don't miss out on this time. Hold on, let me review these offers, see which one we're gonna take. All right, so after looking at all of them, I like this one the best. We'll get a 2nd and 4 for next year's draft, and then get an extra 7th in this year. So we're gonna go to move back. The Packers going to take this pick from us and get to our 3rd round selection. All right, so here we are. It looks like Winter went ahead and went. Some of the tight ends are starting to go. So we look at my picks here. Let me look at my favorite board. I don't want to lose out on any. I think I had some tight ends on there. Don't want to lose out on these guys if I can help it. Here's a vertical threat that I did really like. Hammond down here is a little bit lower. Let me look at my tight ends. So we have 3 here on the board. Let me look at the speed really quick. Anybody blazing speed? 4.65, 4.56 at 6'6". 4.56. Goodness, Hammond. Okay, what are your ratings? Obviously, he's a 3 to 4, so we might be able to wait a little bit, but don't want to wait too much. He has A, awareness, which is, I feel like it's a great sign. A, catching traffic. A, medium route running. Now that is some good stats. I do like that a lot. Now, as far as edge rusher goes, is there anybody left that I would want to try to take a chance on? Pitts is still here. There are some people though with similar skill sets, so I'm not too worried then about losing him if I'm just gonna go off B and C. There's a couple of the B, C, and D's out there, so I'm gonna go tight end. I'm gonna go tight end with this pick. Let me go ahead and go for Hammond. This might be a little bit of a reach, but I like the speed. I like the size, 6'6", 8 run blocking, 8 catching traffic, 8 medium route running. I feel like those are solid ratings combinations. They got him coming on stage, being good, true talent. 20th overall on the board, 73rd is where we ended up picking him up. Very reliable hands, former high school receiver. I love to see it. And where does he end up? Oh, dang, I forgot to scroll over to see if he was in the middle. I was about to say, where does he end up? But I pushed the wrong button. I think there went my other big body receiver there. Jamie Wallace going to the Cardinals. So division rival ended up picking him up. So we'll have to see how the 2 6'8" guys compare with each other. That's okay. I will miss him, but I won't miss him that much. At least we managed to pick up one of them. Just looked like he might be the better one with his talent projection. Let's see. So we have tight end worked out. I still don't have an edge rusher, but the board is getting kind of small here. We have defensive tackle still here. We got a middle linebacker still here. We got other late round running backs if I wanted to go there. Armstead. Let me look on the D line because I do want to try to pick up something here that can rush the passer. Is there anything left that stands out to me other than like B. Is there anybody with an A somewhere? If there's anybody left with an A, raise your hand now or forever hold your peace. Because we might have to end up trading this pick away. You see here a defensive tackle really quick. Ooh, I mean, A finesse move, C block shed, Armstead. I think I'm gonna make that the pick. A finesse move, C block shed here in the 3rd round. Go ahead and come onto the squad. Then we'll see what you can do. Maybe move him. Maybe we move him out to right end or left end. If he's gonna be able to rush the passer, 89 in true value. Got him at 95. He ends up coming in with hidden development too as well. So at least so far, 2 hidden developments. Possible 3rd though we missed over. All right, here with early 4th round pick, I'm actually gonna go ahead and pick up an offensive lineman here. Not on my board, but I like the B pass blocking, B pass block finesse, and the possibility of B pass block power. We just need some extra depth here on the O-line. So Stanley Bolden, we'll go ahead and just pick him up here as a day 3 option. You never want to wait too long because day 3 literally just means day 3. You don't know if that's 4th round, 5th round, 6th round. Now this one looks looking like he's in 7th round. So too many mental lapses. Anchors down well. 310 pounds, 6'5". Not too agile here, but good with his finesse somehow. C run block finesse and power 2 as well to go along with it. He's just not very good at the run blocking attribute. So kind of one big weakness. All right, here with our last 2 picks, we're just going to get some depth here. So Skylar Short, just a center here that will end up moving to guard, or at least be a backup there. 300 in true time. We got him at 174. And then last but not least, we're going to skip here to the 7th round and go ahead and actually pick up one last piece that we actually need on the team. Like it's actually going to be a starter, but it's just going to be a punter. We just need to go ahead and grab us a quick punter here because we weren't obviously able to sign one in free agency with no money. And the one that we did have did not like the undersized contract that we tried to offer him. So we'll just come over here to the draft the best one available. Looks like everybody has power, C accuracy. I mean, there's not really much else that you can kind of see here. I think it's the physicals where it shows kick power. It's showing throw power right now. Let me see, like if I view player card. Where does it show kick power? Marginal. I wish it showed it there on this screen too as well. Let me go back to attributes. Who had C? Let's see. Between the 2 guys that have C, which one is better? Kick power is good here. And then last but not least, Bradford. Kick power is decent. Okay, so it looks like we're going with the first option there with Trent Cutler. Welcome to the squad. And that'll just about do it for this year's draft, man. He's actually 80 in true value, 209 rating there, normal development, of course. But I will take it, man. So that will go ahead and basically end the draft for us here. Oh, I forgot we actually have 2 7th round picks. So I'll go ahead and just trade this last pick up and we'll go ahead and see how these rookies shape out. Okay, and here goes the full draft class now that we can see all of their ratings. Not too bad prospects here. Starting out with our 1st round pick here, Kevin Drummond at 74 overall. Normal development, 23-year overall rookie from Boise State. You know, them boys at Boise get down with Ashton Gentry. So I guess this was his follow-up after a couple years. And I don't know if his stats will look like this. It's probably going to be like 99 trucking on that. But 90 speed, 77 break tackles, the 72nd best running back in the league already, coming off of just being drafted, which is pretty good to be a top 100 off of the draft. Right after him, we had Mekhi Bullocks. We obviously know that they're hidden development, 72 overall with his 89 speed. Julius Peoples here at 70 overall. Hammond ends up being our best one here in the class at 75 overall possession, 74 vertical threat rookie. He ended up being normal development because I know we missed his dev trait there or reveal, but 79 catching, 75 short, 68 medium is actually not too bad at all. 65 pass blocking too as well, 80 catching traffic. Those are definitely buildable numbers that can put him at a solid number 2 or number 3 role. And Armstead here making great defensive tackle depth. The 2 offensive linemen that we did grab, not too great here. What are the ratings that they ended up with? Stanley Bolden here, 74 pass block, 74 on his power and finesse, 68 run block power, 69 finesse, 63 run blocking. That's actually serviceable. I can't even be mad. That's actually something that could develop into some good ratings. I'm not even mad at that. 65. What about 63 Skylar Short here? What is yours? 76 run block. Just got to work on basically everything else. 77 lead block, 69 run block power and finesse, which is good. Just has a couple areas to work on, but I mean, those are actually serviceable, upgradable numbers to be a good backup. Obviously, we didn't expect them to be starters. I can make it work with those two kind of numbers there. So if we go look at, we're kind of late in this series, so we're not really too interested in the top of the draft here. Some of our division rivals, the Seahawks, 76 Amari Hayes is kind of the best thing that they did here. A lot of 60 overalls though late. We go look at the, probably best to go this way, Cardinals. 75 overall is the best they could pick up here with Tyler Hall at defensive tackle or DB. Jamie Wallace, the other 6'8" receiver here, ends up being a 74 overall, so only 2 points better. Did he ended up having hidden development too as well, which is good for them. 82 short, 82 catching, 87 catching traffic. He's coming with some very, very good serviceable ratings. And last but not least, the short class here for the 49ers, 72 left tackle. That was the best they could do with Brandon Ray. So it looks like it was, at least by our division, pretty low ranking draft. What's the best player that came in at 80 overall here at the top? Yep, Andrew Hartwell at corner, 79 corner behind him. The 4 of the top 5 were all corners, and the one that split them up was the receiver that's going to have to be running in between them. Nick Pearson at a 78 overall, so not too bad of a draft. Best quarterback ended up being a 77 here for the Dolphins. We'll have to see if he actually starts there on their team. Being a hidden development, strong arm rookie. 75 throwing the run, 97 throw power. Sheesh. He's gonna be slinging the ball down the field. Not too good on the short accuracy, but throwing it down the field. So that arm strength is gonna be a problem. And that'll be kind of where we leave off, man. I want to do the offseason still its own video, just to kind of set you guys up with the expectations of what's about to happen. So next video, we're going to get into the regular season, and we're going to get at the very least through the trade deadline. So at least we will be getting through, what's it now, week 9? So half the season at the very least. It might be further depending on how good the season goes. But I think this team has developed in a lot of good ways. You see our top 3 here are still quarterback, halfback, receiver. That, to me, is a great combination here with Jeremiah Matthews still there. Dalvin Franks with Stroud to back him up. It's still going to be a great boost. Now Drummond comes in and adds a good third back to the mix. We have Lindsey still at fullback, receivers, McConkey, McCullum, Allen. And I think I'm going to get Bullocks a lot of playing time here too, just being 6'8". I definitely want to get through, especially through preseason, a lot of playing time, a lot of snaps to see what that hidden development is and see what he can really kind of do down the field to see who he plays better than. To see if he works his way onto that actual playing rotation. Hammond actually ends up coming in being better than Glenn Blankenship, so a good number 2 since we lost out on JJ from last year. Offensive line situation here. So we're going to just move short to left guard. So I do want to at least edit that. It is in the edit, right? There's not another place to go to. All right, so we're going to move him to left guard. Save that. So he'll be going over to play left guard. So I have at least 2 backing up each spot. Offensive line is looking pretty good. D-line looks like we're okay here. Look at the defensive tackle room. Okay, that's another thing I forgot to do. Armstead here. He's 21. He's actually ends up being the 3rd best defensive tackle already, which could see him seeing some playing time. I wanted to see briefly, does he have a better overall at the end spots? So without moving his position, I could do a different way, but got younger there. Lawrence Peoples actually ends up becoming the number 2, which is exactly what I thought and wanted. DB room is still looking good and strong. Everybody's upgrading nicely. Safeties are still looking good. Now, to see what he would be as an end without having to change his position and wait for that loading screen, I can just come over here to depth chart and go to left end, right end, because the defensive tackles will be listed there. Armstead is a 70 on the left, so I'm going to assume that means he's a 70 on the right. And at defensive tackle, he is a 70 as well. So, I mean, he can really, doesn't matter where he plays at. He's going to be a 70 regardless of where he goes. So, we'll have to keep that in mind. But I'll go ahead and set up the depth chart so we can get a preseason rolling. Of course, I'm going to have preseason on my own, so I won't show any of that during the regular video. But once we get into the video, it is going to be it, cut, dry. We're getting to the postseason, and we're going to go get our ring. So if you guys are enjoying the series, leave it with a like, comment, subscribe for your boy. It's me, your boy, Coach Smooth, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Let me know down below what would you give us as far as a draft grade. Keep in mind what we need. Not necessarily how great the players are, because I understand they are pretty mid. I probably would give us a D just off of player ratings and the hidden developments that we got. It'd probably be like a D or C. But considering we're drafting at 31, considering that we don't need a whole lot to get over the top, and we're just in the Super Bowl, looks like the draft grades here, they're giving us a C+. So let me know what you guys, though, give us down below. Catch you on the next video. I'm gone for the day. Later.